In the previous video, we tore this filthy bike down to the frame. Ran into some troubles along the way, but in the end we were successful. Today, we'll find out if this Hardrock Cruz fights us or plays nicely. First things first, let's install that old SunTour rear derailleur. I'll start with a bit of grease on the threads, then I'll tighten it down nice and tight. Next, I'll clean the threads of the bottom bracket to ensure the cups screw on cleanly. Now I'll apply grease to the threads. We want to make sure the next mechanic is able to unscrew the cups. Now we'll pack the bearings with lots of grease. We want those crank arms to spin freely. With the bearings packed, we can now screw the cups into the bottom bracket. We want to make sure this side is nice and tight. Now we can insert the spindle and screw on the non-drive side cup. This is followed by the lock ring. After a bit of cleanup, we can install the crank arms to the freshly serviced bottom bracket. I'll start by sliding the drive side over the spindle. Next, I'll start the nut by hand. Lastly, I'll tighten it down nice and tight. We don't want the crank arm falling off mid-ride. The same steps apply to the non-drive side arm. Let's start to make this thing look like a bicycle again by installing the rear wheel. I'll slide it through the dropouts and tighten the quick release skewer. I give the wheel a spin and notice the limit screws are not set correctly. A few quick adjustments with my screwdriver and things look good. Next, we'll install the new 7-speed chain. First, I'll slide it through the front derailleur and then thread it past the rear cassette and through the rear derailleur. I'll check it for size and remove a few links. Lastly, I connect the chain with some quick links and seat the chain onto the front chain rings. Next, I turn the crank arms to make sure things spin smoothly. Now at the front of the bike, it's time to prepare the headset for the stem and fork. I'll start by packing the headset bearings with lots of grease and place them into their happy homes. Next, I can slide the fork up through the head tube and screw on the top bearing race. This is a crucial step. You want to make sure you screw it on tight, but not so tight that it binds, but not so loose that there's play. Next, I'll replace the spacer and screw on the lock nut on top. Lastly, we lock everything down nice and tight. With the headset and fork serviced, it's time to install the stem and handlebars. I first apply grease to the wedge and insert the stem. Next, I make sure things are aligned properly. Now I turn the bolt that compresses the wedge that holds everything in place and finally tighten it down securely. It's now time for the controls. I slide the thummy shifters on, followed by the brake levers, and finally the new grips. After I tighten everything down, we'll be ready to run the cables. Let's put those controls to good use. We'll start with the rear shifter. I'll thread the shift cable through some new cable housing and route things towards the rear of the bike. At the rear of the bike, I thread the cable through one last piece of housing and slide it through the derailer. With the cable routed, I attach it to the anchor bolt and adjust the tension. It's time to test the shifting. After messing around with the cable tension for way longer than I should have, I realized that something isn't right. I suspect the derailleur hanger may be bent, so I remove the rear wheel, followed by the rear derailleur, and use my alignment tool. I find the hanger is somewhat bent, and with a little effort, I think I have things aligned correctly now. Let's put things back together and see how things work now. Much better. We can continue with the build. Now for the front shifter. I'll thread the shift cable through some new housing and route it towards the front derailleur. Once at the front derailleur, I'll thread the cable through the anchor bolt and tighten it down. The front shifter is a friction shifter. No indexing here. The front derailleur moves easily between all three chainrings. Now for some stopping power. At the rear of the bike, I'll apply a thin coat of grease to the bosses. Next, I'll slide each brake arm into place, making sure the spring hits the center hole for the perfect tension. Now, I'll secure each brake arm with my electric screw gun. This makes quick work of screwing the bolts in place. Now, at the front of the bike, I'll thread the brake cable through a piece of new housing and route things towards the rear of the bike. Back at the rear of the bike, I thread the brake cable through the straddle cable mount and tighten it down. I now snip the cable and attach a cable end to prevent the cable from fraying. It's now time to test. And there we have it, stopping power. Did I ever mention that I love cantilever brakes? Now we find ourselves back at the front. I apply a thin coating of grease to the bosses. I first slide the right brake arm into place and use my electric screw gun to drive the bolt in place. It's the same story for the other brake arm. I slide it into place and again use my screw gun to make quick work of the bolt. Now I uncoil the brake cable and thread it through a new piece of housing and route things towards the front brakes. Once there, I thread the cable through the straddle cable mount and tighten it down. I next install the front wheel and reattach the straddle cable and we can test. Now I snip the cable and crimp on a cable end. From a waterlogged wreck to an incredible classic, this is a Hardrock Cruz back in fighting shape. Old bikes always win against soulless modern tech. If you miss the struggle, click the card to the right to see the epic teardown where we fought the frozen headset with the hammer of persuasion. If you made it this far, you're a true champion. If you like this video, show that thumbs up button some love and subscribe for more Retro Grouch restorations.